Hi there. On weekends, we do reruns so that yours truly can take a couple days off. Look for a fresh new episode on Monday. Meanwhile, please enjoy this episode from this day from a previous year. Thank you so much for your indulgence and loyalty, and have a great weekend. Enjoy! Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for December 8th. December 8th is the 342nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 343rd in leap years, with 23 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is Baroque. Baroque can be an adjective or a noun. As an adjective, Baroque refers to a style of artistic expression that was particularly popular in the 1600s. Generally characterized by the use of complex forms, bold ornamentation, and the juxtaposition of contrasting elements, frequently conveying a sense of drama, movement, and tension. You can see such examples as Baroque architecture, Baroque music and literature, and the period of time during which it was popular, known as the Baroque period. Grotesque, extravagant, complex, or flamboyant designs are also sometimes described as Baroque. Irregularly shaped pearls are called Baroque. As a noun, the word Baroque is used to describe the Baroque style or the period in which it flourished, and the word Baroque comes to us from French, a word that means irregularly shaped. The word Baroque was originally used to describe a certain kind of pearls, and as with so many words, the definition has evolved, in this case to mean an ostentatious style of art with flowing lines, gilding, and gold. This type of art was particularly popular in the 1600s, came to be seen as overly intricate and decorated, and because of this, the word Baroque has expanded to include anything that appears to be overly elaborate or ornate. Baroque. And with that, we'll begin in the year 1452, when Mary, Queen of Scots, was born in Linlithgow Palace in Scotland. Born to James V, the dying King of Scotland, and named Mary, she was the only surviving child of her father and ascended to the Scottish throne when the king died just 6 days after her birth. Usually by the time someone says long story short, it's too late. But long story short, Mary, Queen of Scots' life was pretty much an over-the-top soap opera. Not to be confused with Bloody Mary, this is a completely different Mary than that. Mary, Queen of Scots, lived to the age of 44. In 1660, a woman, either Margaret Hughes or Anne Marshall, appeared on the English public stage for the first time in the role of Desdemona in a production of Shakespeare's play Othello. Prior to that, all parts were played by men. On December 8, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln offered his conciliatory plan for reunification of the United States with his proclamation of amnesty and Reconstruction. Day before yesterday, President Franklin D. Roosevelt telegrammed Emperor Hirohito of Japan, imploring him for the sake of humanity that the emperor intervene to prevent further death and destruction in the world. Yesterday, Admiral Yamamoto's fleet pulled a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. And so it is that today, December 8th, is when President Franklin Roosevelt appeared at the House of Representatives to request a declaration of war from the House and address the nation by radio. As the now famous speech goes, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a day which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people, in their righteous might, will win through to absolute victory. I think they kind of did. Jeannette Rankin, the first woman elected to Congress and a dedicated lifelong pacifist, cast the only congressional vote against the U.S. declaration of war in Japan. On December 8, 1980, former member of the Beatles, John Lennon, was shot and killed by an obsessed fan in New York City. The band Styx formed up in 1972 and established themselves with a progressive rock sound. They released 17 albums between 1972 and 2021. One of the founding members, Dennis DeYoung, wrote a number of songs for the band, 7 of which made it to the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. I was surprised to learn that as popular as Styx songs have been, only one of them hit the #1 spot, and that is Babe, which Mr. DeYoung had written for his wife Suzanne on her birthday. Babe hit #1 on December 8, 1972 for the first of 2 weeks. Babe by Styx. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, check out the playlist that contains these videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description. The description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again and all. See you next time.